No, everything is fine. The ventilation system is clean, and there hasn't been any more outbreak of the illness. No, the only side effect is the failing health of Max's hotel business. No, Kavanaugh, not a job well done. We were lucky. After all that trouble, I don't even know if I can make any sense out of Victor Lord's mysterious tape. Yeah, I'll let you know. All right, 2.5.
Michael, I desperately need your help.
I think I've got to keep that door locked.
Michael, I'm going to lose my business, our business. Are you listening to me?
Barely.
Michael, Delilah is out to ruin me. Don't you care?
%. Not really.
Michael, she's going to take me to court. She's going to stop me from being able to make my design. She's going to put me into bankruptcy. Is that what you want?
Let's go.
Why are we doing this scene right now? It's almost noon, and I am starving.
Oh, I know. Me too. And I'm beat. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to this vacation.
Vacation? Has Randy given you his seal of approval?
Well, I know he was given the memo. Maybe he hasn't had time to read it yet.
Well, if I know Randy, it's probably sitting in his I'll get to it when I feel like it box.
Okay, ladies, let's do it. All right, everybody, places. Now listen, I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, so everybody get it right the first time, okay? All right, this is the setup. The team has just won the big game, and they're going to come out and get Tiffany to celebrate, drag her into the locker room, and pour champagne all over. Okay? All right? Got it.
All right.
All right.
Come on, okay.
Ready? Action.
No, I'm not going to take you to the doctor. Wait a minute! Hold it.
Mari Lynn, what's the matter?
This ape here just got a little too friendly with me.
What? What do you have to say for yourself, buddy?
He'll do it. I know that you weren't looking for information about Benjamin Franklin in that microfilm down at the Banner. You were reading up on Nicky Smith. So now you know that my wife created that other identity for herself some 25 years ago. And as Nicky Smith, she ran away to New York, got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and met a certain fella named Leonard.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't you? Then you don't know that this Leonard character fathered her firstborn child, a daughter?
It sounds like a very sad story, but the truth is...
The truth. Now, that is exactly why I came here, Leo. For the truth. That's exactly why I came here, and it's exactly what I'm not leaving without. Now, just two things. Is your real name Leonard? And were you Nicky Smith's lover?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one life to live.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I never met the woman in my life. In fact, this is the first time that I ever heard of her.
Then why were you so interested in that article on Nicky Smith?
I was looking for anything that had to do with Victor Lord.
Why?
Well, as you know, I was certain that Benjamin Franklin's letters were buried somewhere up near the Lord family cabin. I hoped that he might have stumbled across some evidence to prove my theory.
If he had, don't you think he would have dug him up himself?
Well, not necessarily. Perhaps he didn't quite believe it himself, but nonetheless printed an article about it. I was just looking for clues.
Oh, you were looking for clues, all right, Leo, but they didn't have anything to do with any cock and bull story about letters and mistresses, now did they?
I resent your implications. I am an archaeologist, and as such, history is a very important tool of my trade.
Whose history? Nikki Smith's?
Why do you persist in throwing her name at me?
Because you know damn well who she is.
And I say I don't.
Then how do you explain the fact that you were in New York the same time as Nikki Smith? Don't look surprised. You're not the only one who knows how to dig up the past, you know.
You actually went to all the trouble of checking up on me.
Proving you a liar and a phony made it well worth every minute I spent at it.
How dare you? I'm neither of those things.
No? Your police record says otherwise. But let's get the record straight on you and Nikki. Are you going to deny that you were in New York in 1963?
Of course not. But so are 8 million other people. Why don't you track them down and ask them if they know this woman you keep babbling about?
Because you are the one who showed up at the cabin. You are the one who fell apart when Viki walked into my office the other day, and you are the one who pulled up that article on Nikki Smith. Well, I'm the one who is not leaving here until I get some straight answers from you.
Nice stunt, Wade. Truly worthy of Max.
You'll take that as a compliment.
Why didn't you tell me that you hired Wade as an extra?
Because I didn't know I had. Well, actually, I hired a guy named Sam Patterson.
Wait a minute, isn't he a waiter over at Angelburger?
That's just what he does to pay the bills. He's really a struggling actor. When I heard he got a job on Fraternity Row, I said, I'll pay you exactly what they'll pay you. Got his uniform, showed up.
Oh, no, don't tell me you've been bitten by the acting bug, too.
Oh, heaven forbid.
No. One actor in the family is plenty. I just figured we'd had no time to spend together lately, so what better way than to spend the whole day with you? Could we cut the huddle out, please? All right, let's get this thing going here.
You mean you're gonna let Wade stay and finish out the scene?
Wade who? You watch your hands. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I take back every nasty thing I've ever said about you.
I'm sure you have a whole other list that you're saving. All right, let's go. Let's get this done. Did you go to Randy about your vacation request?
Well, not directly, but I went through all the right channels, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Okay.
What about you? Did you find somebody to manage the restaurant while you're away?
Well, I was going to ask Christine, but now her dad wants to take her back to Wilmington with him. But don't worry. I'm going to find somebody to keep their eye on the place.
All right. Better, because I just bought a new bathing suit, and it's very, very sexy.
Very, very good.
Do you mind telling me why an extra is hugging my star?
Don't worry about it. I cut it out of the action.
Good. It better be out.
What a jerk.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Randy.
Thank you. Megan, if it's not too much trouble, could I see you in my office for just a moment?
Randy, can I ask you a question? Did you happen to check out the okay for my vacation?
Honey, what are you bothering me with that for? That's why I have a secretary.
Well, I know, and I talked to him, and he said...
Honey, sweetheart, I'm busy right now, okay? Miss Gordon?
Very well, Gabrielle. If you insist on crying on my shoulder, at least you can be more specific.
Delilah is suing me. She has got a judge to issue a stop order on my designs. And you see, this can't be cleared up till it's in court.
So?
So, I've got hundreds of orders that need to be filled, and if they're not filled, then I'm going to be ruined.
What do you expect me to do?
Talk to the judge. Get them to lift the stop order.
What makes you think I am able to do that?
Michael, you're a very clever man. Please, you can think of something. If you don't, everything I've worked so hard for is just going to be destroyed.
Bravo, Gabrielle. Magnificent performance. I laughed. I cried.
Michael, I need your
help. If you give a performance like this in front of a judge, I'm sure that he'll buy your story hook, line, and gavel.
Why are you treating me like this?
Because I don't have time for your theatrics. Why don't you take your courtroom rehearsals somewhere else?
Why are you being so
Gabrielle, I do not have time for your poor me act right now.
It's not an act.
Look, you are a smart woman. Smart enough to claw your way to the top and smart enough to stay there. Now, don't come in here pretending that you need me to hold your hand while you go around picking up the pieces. You are a big girl, Gabrielle. Do it yourself.
I'm not in this alone, Michael. If I go down, you'll go down with me.
I seriously doubt that.
Michael, I know you're a rich man, but you're not that rich. All the money that you invested in my company, that must mean something to you.
Every penny of it means a lot to me. That's why there is that special clause in our contract.
What clause?
You mean you haven't read it? The contract clearly states that no money shall be paid out until you go into production.
That means that...
That means that if you fail to produce the goods and to fill your orders, all monies will revert to me, which would leave you pretty much the way you started, wouldn't it? Without a company and without a penny to your name.
From the creators...
How can you pull the rug out from under me like this?
You came to me with a business proposition. I accepted and we signed a contract. I cannot help it if you didn't read it first.
I thought we had more than business deals going on. I thought I could at least count on you as a friend.
Friendship cuts both ways, Gabrielle. So does betrayal.
I thought we worked that out.
We did. You just misunderstood the results.
Michael, please.
Gabrielle, I would love to stay and chat with you, but I have a very important appointment with my designer. It's about my house.
What house? You never told me you bought a house.
Well, my wife is coming to town. She loves it when I surprise her with a new toy.
Wife? Your wife is coming to Lambview?
You knew I was married.
Yes. I also know that you told me that it was arranged by the family and that you live separate lives.
True. But Alicia's not all that bad. She's a beautiful woman. She knows how to have a good time. All told, it's actually kind of fun to be with her once in a while. But what?
But what about me?
What about you?
I thought we shared something rather special.
Oh, that. Well, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure I can fit you in occasionally.
How dare you? How dare you treat me like a common cleaning woman that you bring in once in a while to clean up?
Gabrielle, would you prefer that I invite you over for a cozy little dinner with Alicia and me?
No, but I deserve the respect that you seem to give her.
Alicia is my wife.
And what does that make me?
My business associate.
No, Michael, I am much, much more than that.
Oh? What makes you think so?
Because I know far too much to just be an associate.
Really? For example?
Secrets. Michael, lots of secrets. Like the family remedy that you gave me when I had the virus from the Holden Towers. Another secret, like why you pulled up the entire floor of my showroom. And last but not least, this tape.
Don't you ever mention that tape again. Do you understand me?
Perfectly. I also know how much power I hold right now, and you can't bear me calling the shots, can you?
Get out. Out. Now.
Good luck with your new house. But don't spend too much money on wifey. Because as soon as I get Delilah off my back, I am going to hold you responsible for every red cent you promised me.
My name is Victor Lord. I'm recording this tape in the year of our Lord, 1963, after which I shall include it within the time capsule for posterity's sake. If you are listening to this tape, no doubt many years have passed. It is said that confession is good for the soul, but I fear that nothing could ever completely absolve me of what I did to my darling Victoria. Or to the rest of the world, for that matter.
How's that, Mommy?
See? Oh, that's beautiful. Except maybe the skirt could be just a little longer. Think?
Like that?
That's perfect. Just perfect.
Can I have the colors now?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but you have to go back to school. You're only on your lunch break. Okay? So go wash up.
Okay.
Good girl.
Delilah, am I late?
You're right on time. She'll be down in just a minute.
Say hi, honey.
Go look at her design.
Oh. Hey, look at this. Another design by Sammy, huh?
Terrific, isn't it?
Sure is. You know, someday she's going to be as
As good as her mommy.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder if that's such a good goal for her.
Why shouldn't it be?
Well, I'm having that luncheon meeting with Gabrielle today, and we're supposed to discuss our problems. The first being deceit on her part, the second a lawsuit on my part, and then lots of resentments in between. Rafe, designing is creative, and it's supposed to be enjoyed, but with all this tension, I don't want that for Sammy.
Yeah, you're talking about Sammy. What about you?
What about me?
Well, are you saying that your design business isn't worth fighting for?
No. Sometimes I want to be so famous, Rafe. I dream about being a household name. And then there are other times where I just want to throw it all away and take care of you and Sammy.
Honey, you're willing to give up your work just like that?
Well, haven't you ever had really rotten days at work?
Are you kidding me? Of course I have.
Days when you just wanted to walk away and never come back?
Sure, but I don't.
Why?
Because I'm a cop. It's not just my job. It's part of me. I love it.
Well, I'm an artist too, Rafe, and I just can't give it up.
Well, who says you have to?
Gabrielle is constantly lecturing me, saying that I have to keep my mind on the business and that I'll never become a successful designer unless I give it my full attention.
What do you care what Gabrielle says?
I care because I think she might be right.
And she might be wrong. Sit down here. Come on. Honey, she is wrong. Now, I know you hate what's happening right now with Gabrielle, but I also know that you're an extraordinarily talented and caring woman, capable of being the greatest designer in the world. Now, are you gonna let Gabrielle get to you, or are you gonna stop letting her push you around and be your own woman?
I love you. I can be split apart in a million different directions, and you say the right things and pull me right back together again.
You know, I also know if any woman can be a success at home as well as at work, you can.
That's all I want, Rafe. That's all I've ever wanted.
Well, then, baby, you go out there and get it.
No, please, after you. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Can I get you anything?
What's with the Prince Valiant act, Randy?
Megan, how long have you and I known each other?
Too long.
No, seriously, come on, how long?
Why are you asking me questions that you already know the answers to?
Okay, it's been a long time, right? And we've been through a lot together. I mean, even our careers have taken the same path, so I like to think of us as partners and not just friends.
I like to think of us as strangers.
Oh, honey, won't you sit down, please? Can I get you something?
Yes,
anything?
you can get to the point of this little fireside chat, Randy.
Direct as always, that's my Megan. Very well. I want to offer you a deal.
Oh, what kind of deal?
A fair and extremely square deal.
I'm listening.
Last night, I destroyed all the existing copies of our little porno epic.
And what about the negative?
I still have that.
Well, then what
But
point?
I'm willing to let you have it.
In exchange for?
Now, why are you asking questions that you know the answer to?
Okay, let me get this straight. If I give you the tape that Max made of you at WVLE...
And all the existing dupes he might have made.
And the dupes, you will give me the negative to my porno film?
That's my offer.
Why?
Why what?
Why are you doing this?
Oh, Megan. Because despite what you must think, Megan, I really do like you. And I know you like me. And I never would have shown that film to the network execs and ruin your career, just like you wouldn't ruin my career by playing that tape for the boys upstairs. I mean, I said some pretty unfortunate things.
I know. I was there, remember?
Well, good. So what do you say? My tape for your film?
Actually, I'd say that you're no better a blackmailer than you are a producer. I'm sorry, Randy.
Megan, you walk out that door, and you're walking out in the only chance you'll ever have to get a hold of that film.
Oh, Randy, please. I know you. You would never give me the negative to my porno film without having at least one copy on the side, just in case.
Okay, so what are you saying? That you don't trust me?
I don't trust you, I don't like you, and the next time you want to make a deal, call Monty Hall.
I don't
don't know why you persist in harassing me, but I'm getting tired of it. So I would appreciate it if you would kindly leave.
I just told you, I'm not leaving here till I get some straight answers.
Very well. You leave me no choice.
Where do you think you're going?
I am going to fetch the proprietor of this rooming house and have him throw you out.
All right, now just hold on. Calm down.
You just barge in here like the neighborhood bully asking questions, demanding answers, and I'm sick and tired of it. Now, either you leave or I call the police.
Leo, I'm sorry, but this is very important. It's very important that I get the truth.
Whose truth? I keep telling you, I don't know. This Nicky Smith person you keep talking about, and you don't believe me.
I can't believe you when you keep on lying to me.
Here we go again.
Wait a minute. What about your daughter?
What about her?
Nicky Smith got pregnant in New York. Now, the other day when you saw Viki, you said that she reminded you of someone you had met a long time ago. Your daughter is the right age.
Wait a minute. Are you implying that
I'm not implying anything. I'm asking. Is Christine Viki's daughter?
My daughter is the most important thing in my life. And I refuse to have her mixed up in this craziness. And if you even think of implicating her, I promise you, I shall go straight to the police and have them arrest you for harassment. Do I make myself clear?
Okay, Leo, you win this round. But you haven't heard the last of us. Or me. And that is a promise.
Okay, everybody. Take 5.
Oh, gosh, I need a break.
Jeannie, save me a buck.
Yeah.
Enough of this.
Helmet. It's like an oven in this thing with all the lights beating down on it.
Yeah, well, now you know acting isn't as easy as it looks.
It sure isn't.
Now you know why I'm so looking forward to this vacation.
Well, you're not the only one. There's one kind of important thing we do have to talk about, though.
What?
Where are we going?
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Well, this is the first time in our lives that we don't have to worry about money. So the world is the limit.
Okay. How about the island? I think that would be nice.
Nice. It would be terrific. Can you imagine the two of us alone on a beach in the sun for a couple of weeks?
Yeah. Just you and me and a deserted beach.
Oh, man, this is going to be great. It's going to be kind of like a second honeymoon.
Actually, it'll be more like the honeymoon we never had. Because this time, I won't be carrying around a lot of extra baggage.
We've been through a lot, haven't we?
Yeah. Any regrets?
Absolutely none.
You know what?
What?
I don't care where we go, as long as I am with you. And there are no phones, and there's no Randy, and there is no one to bother us.
Is that the guy that barged into our house because he wanted to touch your hair?
Yeah, that's Casey.
What's he doing here?
Didn't I tell you that Randy hired him on as a porter?
Well, why is he staring at us like that?
I don't know. He's quite harmless.
Yeah, well, it gives me the creeps.
Wait, he's very nice, and he's always been especially sweet to me.
Does he always just stand around and grin at you like that?
Well, no, not always. But when he does, I just smile back and wave at him, and he goes away. Watch. Hi, Casey. See, he's harmless.
Yeah, if you say so.
I do. Now, let's get back to our vacation. Did you call the travel agent yet?
No, I wanted to wait until you got the okay from Randy.
Oh, don't worry about it. I should get the okay by the end of the day.
What if you don't?
What possible reason could Randy have for not letting me take my vacation?
You didn't have to drive me here. I could have gotten here all by myself.
I know, but I had to pass the hotel on my way to Barry, so I figured I'd give you a lift over here. And besides, I don't think you're in any condition to be driving.
What's that supposed to mean?
Hold out your hand. Oh, honey, look at the way you're shaking. This meeting with Gabrielle has you all worked up, hasn't it?
Well, it's the only thing that's been on my mind since I got up this morning.
Now you know why I didn't want you driving over here by yourself.
Hello? Would you care for a drink?
Thank you. No, I'm meeting somebody later.
Yeah, I won't be staying around, thanks.
Okay.
What time is your meeting with Clint?
About a half an hour.
What time is it anyway?
It's 12:45.
Here I was going to apologize to Gabrielle for my being late. What's keeping her?
She's trying to psych you out, Delilah. She's hoping that the longer she keeps you waiting, the more unnerved you'll become.
Well, it's working.
Honey, you can't let it get to you, all right?
I can't help it. Maybe I did the wrong thing. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten that court order.
Hey, you're only fighting for something that's rightfully yours, and I am so proud of you for standing up to Gabrielle.
Thanks. But if that witch doesn't accept my proposal and forces me to take her to court, then I will be more than happy to oblige her.
Hey, can I give you a little advice?
Please.
Don't call Gabrielle a witch to her face.
I'm sorry. I know I have to control my temper. But when I think about how she tricked me into signing that agreement, I want to wring that scrawny little neck of hers.
I know, but try not to turn this meeting into a wrestling match, all right?
Okay. I promise I will not throw the first punch.
Well, here she is. Good luck, sweetheart, and I will pick you up a little later. Huh?
Okay, thanks.
Hello, Delilah.
Hi. Have a seat. You look a little upset. Are you okay?
Let's just say I've had a rough morning.
Would you rather we postpone this meeting?
No, I'm hoping this will help my day get better if we can settle our disagreements amicably.
I'm all for that.
Excuse me, would you like to order?
Charlie's. You know, I'll just have the special with the cold beet soup.
That's fine with me. I'll have the special, but with a salad.
Very good.
So, did you get a chance to look over the proposal I sent you?
Yes, I did.
And?
I found it very interesting. Your proposal suggests that I give up control of half the designs that were made under the company's name, and then you'll drop the lawsuit.
That's right.
Delilah, I've come up with a different proposal, which I think would be much more equitable considering our circumstances.
What circumstances?
Delilah, you gave up all rights to all the designs when our partnership ended. I really don't see how you can find yourself offering me half of what I already own.
You tricked me into signing that agreement.
Yes, well, that's why I'm here today, to offer you a small percentage of the net profits.
Net profits?
Yes, over a period of the next 2 years.
You can't be serious. You used my name to build your reputation when I was kidnapped, and then you steal my designs.
Your designs?
And now you expect me to take a small percentage of the net profits?
Well, you can't expect me to give up control over my designs while you stick them on a back shelf while you're busy playing Holly Homemaker.
You know what? You really are a witch. And as far as I'm concerned, you can take your offer and you can stick it right...
Who gets the salad?
I'm sorry. I apologize. Fighting's not going to get us anywhere. It's only going to make things worse.
I agree.
There must be some way that we can talk about this calmly and find some kind of compromise.
Well, I'm open to any suggestions, as long as it has nothing to do with me giving up control over designs that I slaved over.
What are you talking about? Those designs never would have seen the light of day if it hadn't been for the reputation of my company.
A reputation that was greatly enhanced by my designs that were taken away from me when I was in Argentina and handed over to you by Max Holden.
How can you throw that in my face after you tried to steal the company away from me?
I didn't steal it from you, Delilah. You gave it away. Would you like to know how you gave it away? Your nose was so deeply buried in hearth and home, it was like taking candy from a baby.
Something you have a real talent for.
And what do you mean by that?
I'm not blind, Gabrielle. I can see how you use and manipulate everyone around you. First Steve, then Max.
And now I can see you know you don't have a leg to stand on, so you're going to turn this into a personal attack against me.
What are you talking about? You just called me Holly Homemaker and how I'm always having my nose in the hearth and the home.
Well, it's true, isn't it? If you'd concentrated more on making designs by Delilah a success, I never would have had to take it away from you, and we wouldn't be fighting now.
Don't you dare accuse me of letting designs by Delilah fail. I just didn't happen to be so obsessed with making money as you did.
Obsessed?
Yes, obsessed, Gabrielle. There were nights when I couldn't even get you out of the studio because you were working so hard.
Well, I'm so sorry. I was trying to secure my future, a future for my son.
Yeah, well, I want the same thing for my family, but I'm not going to risk losing everything to get it.
I wouldn't worry about choosing success over happiness, Delilah, if I were you, because you really don't have what it takes to make it big. You are talentless, overrated housewife, and that is all you will ever be.
You know, I used to think that you were my friend, someone that I trusted. But now I see who you really are, Gabrielle. You're a lonely, bitter, frustrated woman who's lost every friend that she ever had and the love of a husband who would have done anything to make you happy.
Well, he's free. And if you want to grab him, I suggest you do it very quickly, because Lord knows he's vastly better than the colorless lump you have for a husband.
You know, Gabrielle, that's the second mistake that you have made in the last half an hour.
Oh, well, what was the first?
Not ordering the soup.
So, what do you think?
It's perfect. Paul, you've done a fine job with the renovations. It has all the comforts a man could possibly want, and it's obviously a good investment.
Well, those were your priorities.
Yes, Stephen, I'd like to thank you for finding it and for giving the contract to Paul.
Well, I was just doing my job, sir.
Too modest, Stephen. Well, Paul, it's been a pleasure.
Call whenever you need me.
Will do.
Thank you. I'll be in touch.
Sure. Well, I've thought of a name for the estate. Grandview. What do you think?
I like it.
Certainly is apt.
So, is there anything else you need done here?
No, it looks like everything's been taken care of.
Okay, then I gotta get back to the hotel.
Stephen, I wanted to ask you if you've made the adjustment to this double life that you've been leading.
Yeah, much to my own surprise, I have.
Then working for me as well as for Max is no longer a moral dilemma for you?
It gets a little easier as time goes by. Actually, I'm finding it quite challenging.
Not to mention profitable.
Well, yeah. I mean, 2 paychecks has helped me put away quite a nest egg, and that's going to come in handy when I decide to settle down and get married again.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you've settled in finally. I realize it's been quite a strain for you, but believe me, you won't regret it.
Randy? I hate to bother you again, but I really need to start making my vacation plans.
So?
So I need you to approve that memo for me.
What memo?
The memo about my vacation request.
I haven't seen a memo.
It's right here on your desk.
Oh, really? 2 weeks? During Thanksgiving. Looks like you'll be home for the holidays.
Why can't I have those 2 weeks off?
Because I need you for a storyline, Mari Lynn.
But I talked it over with the head writer, and he said he does not need me for the week of Thanksgiving or the week after.
I don't give a damn what the head writer said, and from now on, you're to stay away from the writers at all time. Is that clear? They're off limits. Is that clear?
Fine. But what does that have to do with my vacation?
Nothing. I just like to set a few rules around this place every now and again.
Randy, my contract guarantees me 2 weeks vacation.
Mari Lynn, Mari Lynn, Mari Lynn. Why is it every time you come in my office, I have to give you a lesson in the fine print?
Oh, no. You are not going to stick me with that reckless endangerment again.
Oh, no. I'll find a different loophole. Ah, here we are. Let's see. Ah, yes. The producer reserves the right to deny the request of any vacation if said request conflicts with the needs of the show.
Thanks.
You signed it, sweetheart.
So when can I take my vacation?
When I say. And you can do me a favor by not bothering asking anymore.
Randy, listen, I have...
Hey! I've got enough on my mind without having to worry about your stupid vacation. So do me a favor and shut the door on your way out.
Thanks for nothing.
Don't mention it.
Oh, and by the way, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, gobble, gobble.
I hope you choke on a wishbone.
We're about to find out who keeps babies driest. Ultra Pampers Plus, Loves for Boys, Loves for Girls, or Kleenex.
50 headshots?
Yeah, one for each of the charter members of the fan club.
And Mari Lynn's supposed to sign every one of them?
Yes, well, I already spoke to her about it, and she said that there wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, I'll see that she gets them.
No, that's okay. I'd like to hand them to her myself.
Well, she's kind of busy right now.
I can wait.
Well, she's in the producer's office. There's no telling how long that's going to last.
Okay, here. Could you ask her to let me know when I can come and pick them up, please?
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Neil.
Hey, Casey, how you doing? Yeah. Well, how's the new job going?
It's fine.
Yeah?
Is it really true?
Is what true?
That Tiffany's leaving the show?
No, Casey, her name is Mari Lynn Coleman, and no, she's just taking a 2-week vacation. She's not leaving the show.
Really? And she'll be back?
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be back. I give you my word as president of her fan club.
Hi, Wade. Have you seen Mari Lynn? I wanted to go over some lines with her.
Oh, she's up in Randy's office getting the okay for our vacation.
Oh, no. She's with him right now?
Yeah. Why, is something wrong with that?
I can't believe it. That creep wouldn't give me the time off. He said he needs me around for a storyline, and I know he doesn't.
Why didn't you pull out the contract and tell him what it says about the vacation?
I did, and then he showed me some obscure clause about him having the power of veto. He was so nasty to me.
Mari Lynn, I'm sorry. If I had known you were going to hit him with that today, I would have told you to steer clear of his office.
Why?
Well, let's just say that he was in a bad mood after I turned down one of his latest offers.
Oh, I am sick of this. It's time someone had a little talk with her.
No, Wade, no. It isn't worth it.
Nikki Smith. I thought that banshee was out of Viki's life for good.
Well, she's still a very big part of my present problem.
In what way?
Rafe, you're gonna have to trust me on this. Now, there's a lot of things I'd like to explain, but I can't, at least not yet.
Now listen, cousin, if you say it's a serious problem, that's good enough for me.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
What can I do for you?
I need a favor.
Name it, it's yours.
I have to get some information on a fellow named Cromwell. Leo or Leonard Cromwell.
Uh-huh. Now, who's he?
Someone from Viki's past. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, do you have an address on this guy?
Wilmington, Delaware. Before that, he might have lived in New York.
Now, Clint, Wilmington's a big town. I mean, New York's even bigger. You got something else to go on? Anything?
Well, I'm pretty sure he had to have spent some time in jail.
Do you have any idea where?
No, but I got John Russell working on some angles. Maybe he can pin it down for me.
Well, I don't understand. If you got John working on the case, what do you need me for?
John's a private investigator. You're a cop. You can get some doors to open that John couldn't get through.
True.
So, anyway, there are aspects of this nightmare that I'd just like to keep in the family.
You wait, nightmare. Now, just a second. I want to know what's going on here, Clint.
I've told you all I can, Rafe. Now, the rest you're just going to have to take on faith.
Okay. I'll see what I can find.
Thanks. One more thing.
Okay.
Don't say anything to Viki.
You want to tell me?
Bring anything you come up with straight to me.
You want to tell me why?
I just don't want to upset her until all the facts are in.
Clint, I don't know. They're digging into Viki's past without letting her in on it. Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I hope so. I hope so. There's a lot at stake here, Rafe, including my future with Viki.
Of all the childish things.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll think twice before you attack my husband. Listen, this is between you and me, Gabrielle. Don't you bring my family into it. You hear me?
Oh, I'm sure everybody can hear you.
Ladies, should I bring the next course, ladies?
Oh, please. I'm finished with my soup, and if my friend wants to fight a little bit more, I would love some more ammunition.
Ladies, I can hear you all the way out in the lobby. Now, if you keep this up, we are going to have to charge our guests for entertainment. What's the problem?
She's the problem. She's the mad woman. You can ask anybody here. You can see this jealous, overrated woman just threw the soup in my lap.
Gabrielle, could you please keep your voice?
I will not keep my voice down. She's ruined my outfit. I demand you have her thrown out.
Now, look, you keep pushing me, and you're the one that's going to end up bouncing off the pavement. Now, sit down and shut up.
How dare you speak to me like that?
Sit down and be quiet.
I don't have to take orders from you.
I am the manager of this hotel. Now, you...
Manager? Don't make me laugh. We all know that you're Max's little flunky. He only gave you the job because, you know what, he felt sorry for you, and he knew you couldn't get hired anywhere else.
Stop it, Gabrielle.
Why don't you just shut up?
Now that's enough. You get out of here right now before I pick you up and throw you out.
Orders? When did we acquire a backbone? We all know you've been a patsy your entire life. Why don't you face it, Steve? You're a failure. You failed at making the ranch work. You failed at our marriage. You couldn't even get a job, for God's sake. Oh, you are just such a nobody, aren't you? You always were, and you always will be.
And you are an uncaring, an unfeeling, pitiful excuse for a woman. You used Max, you used me, and you used Delilah to get what you wanted. And now that you've got it, baby, I hope you choke on it. Now, are you gonna get out under your own power, or would you like the courtesy of my boot?
What a boorish lout you are. Oh, you will regret the day you ever treated me like this. And don't worry, I'll be back to pay you double for the way you've treated me.
Wait, just drop it, okay?
Oh, I'll drop it, okay? I'll drop it right on that jerk's head.
No, fighting is only going to make it worse. She's absolutely right.
It's time someone faced this guy. Every time she turns around, he sticks it to her. Maybe if someone had a confrontation with him, he'd finally get off her case.
Well, maybe a lawsuit is what you need to see that Randy has all the power and intends to keep it.
Do you really think he'd sue me?
Oh, sure. So fast your head would spin, and the two of you would spend the rest of your lives trying to get out from under it.
Wade, we don't need that. Maybe, you should go home. I don't want Randy coming down here and finding you here. Not in the mood that he's in right now.
You're right. Look, you want to just leave your car here tonight and drive home with me now?
I can't. I still have some more scenes to shoot.
They went our whole day together.
I'm sorry, okay? I'll make it up to you, I promise.
It's not your fault. I'm sorry. I'll see you at home.
Okay. You know, just once, I would like to see Randy get the receiving end.
Mari Lynn, don't worry. Justice has a way of catching up with jerks like Randy.
Yeah? When?
One day, that power-hungry producer of ours is going to get what's coming to him.
You're late, Leo.
I almost didn't make it here at all.
Why? What was the problem?
Clint Buchanan. He knows something's up, and it's scaring the hell out of me.
Wait a minute, what happened?
He started asking questions about Christine. I swear, if my daughter is hurt in any way by this...
No one is going to be hurt. Calm down.
I will not calm down. Christine is a happy young woman. I want her to stay that way.
Nothing will make her happier than finding the mother that she has longed for all her life. She will be shocked at first, I'm sure, but I'm also sure that she is going to be thrilled when she discovers that her mother is Viki Buchanan.